Konnichiwa, minasan! And welcome back to my slice of Annie life on YouTube, Yonggi-baka. If you watched my last video and caught the hint when I was having a coughing fit, you know what this video is about. Or maybe you didn't watch that video. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You can watch that video after this one. You may have caught on by now from all the piano playing and singing that I do, that there's one medium that I enjoy much more than anime, and that medium is music. You may have seen it before, you may not have, but behind me, beside old Fansama back there, is my guitar named Sam. Although I haven't touched Sam in like the last 5 years, so its strings are probably just as rusty as I am. You're also right now sitting on top of my keyboard, which I haven't named in like 6 or 7 years, so if you want to help me name it, go right ahead. In this video, I'll be shining a spotlight on some of my favorite music-themed anime. I don't mean any openings or endings specifically because that's a whole nother beast. And I don't even want to think about how long it would take to put together a video like that. Ugh, jankies. Instead, I'll just be going through a short list of some of my favorite music-themed anime. The criteria that I use is that the characters in said anime must be the ones who actually compose and perform the music. You know, like in a band. That's how I came up with the title for this video. And that being said, I will not be including any anime that are idol focused, or any that center themselves around classical music. Sorry, Yorlai. Before this video gets too long and you click off, let's get started. My third favorite music-themed anime is Beck, or better known by its English title, Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. I first caught Beck back in like grade 5, around the same time when I actually started to play guitar, and it blew my mind. An anime about forming a band? That was my dream! Though I won't say that I was ever a mega fan because I didn't even know when it would be released on MTV. So I ended up missing half of the episodes of what was released. For what it's worth though, I would say that I really did enjoy Beck and loved it at the time. And I still do. A couple decades later, introduced Crunchyroll, and I once again meet Beck. The only difference is that now we can properly get acquainted with one another. Even though Beck's age comes through from time to time, it's had me feeling the same way as if I was watching it for the first time. Beck is still a really good music-focused anime, has a really good coming-of-age story, budding romance, and some really great tracks. It had me reliving the elementary punk rock school days that I once felt a long time ago, and I thank Beck for that. I also had a huge crush at the time on Minami, for her avant-garde take on life. All I'll say is the pool scene. Keep it in your pants, Mr. Baka. Okay, moving on with the list. My second favorite music-themed anime, K-On! The story of K-On! Centers itself around 4, then 5 high school girls who all joined their school's K-On! Club and come together to form a band named Hokago Tea Time. It's cute girls doing cute stuff to the absolute maximum. And I wish I could do a deep dive into all of the moe kyun kawaii cuteness that K-On is. Wow, say that 5 times fast. Their music is so pure and lighthearted. I mean, with tracks titled Fua Fua Time, which means fluffy time, or Pure Purr Heart, or You and I, a song which one of the K-On members writes for her little sister. It'll always fill you with Fua Fua vibes, and put a smile on your face. As their band name suggests, Hokago Tea Time, or in English, After School Tea Time, the members usually drink tea after school, eat cake, and spend their time goofing off. I guess you could sometimes say that they practice their instruments, but that's really a rare instance. Of the group, 2 members, Yui and Mio, shared and split the lead vocal duties, and they complement one another the way that icing sugar does to fresh cinnamon buns. Did you hear that? 2 cinnamon buns for the price of 1. In K-On, there's also a song titled Tenchi ni Furetayo, and all I'll say for now is Yun is on the utao. Oh! Yep, that's all I'll say for now. Gomen nasai, K-On-chan. It's Kamurai de Mata mo ao. And we're back to pick up where things left off. As you may remember from my last video, I mentioned that I left a video half finished because the weather at my room just got too heated. After I posted that video, it rained for about 2 or 3 days and things cooled off dramatically. So much so that I'm able to wear a cardigan indoors because it's a bit nippy. Anyway, like I said, let's pick things up where we last left them off. Where were we again? Something about starting a band? K-On? Cute girls doing cute things? Ah, yes, I know. Let's go. Ikimashou! Originally, I was going to do an honorable mention before we got to the #1 spot. Then, in my notepad on my phone, the text got all distorted, so I had to scrap that idea and was just going to raw dog it to the #1 spot of my favorite musical themed anime. And then, while I was waiting over the last week for things to cool down, which they did, I thought maybe I will include an honorable mention. So I will, and here we are. The anime that I would like to mention honorably is Angel Beats. Now, Angel Beats isn't necessarily a music-themed anime, but let me tell you, Angel Beats features a band in the anime, and that band has some pretty darn good kick-ass music. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. For those of you who don't know what Angel Beats is and are uncultured, let me tell you, Angel Beats isn't an anime about angels beating up people, I promise, although that'd be somewhat hilarious. Angel Beats follows a group of students who have all died in the real world and are then transported to a world where it's a sort of limbo where they're stuck reliving their high school days. They meet a foe named Tenchi, or Angel in English, and that's not her real name. And thus, whenever they're doing a heist to get extra food tickets or what have you, a band comes together to distract Tenchi and the surrounding other students that may be there. Introduce Girl's Dead Monster, or Girl Demo for short. Girl's Dead Monster, or Girl's Demo for short, play an assortment of pop-punk music that will get your heart racing and keep you distracted from whatever you may be feeling. Though there's one song that I want to highlight that has the complete opposite effect, and that song is titled My Song, written and first performed by the lead singer Iwasawa Masami. The song's quite a heavy ballad and quite a touching piece. And every time I listen to it, it just brings me to such an emotional place, even bringing me to tears from time to time. I can't think about or even talk about Angel Beats without thinking of my song. Again, Angel Beats isn't a music themed anime, but the music in it is so good, and with my song to cap it off, it's what got it its honorable mention here on my list. Okay, back to business. On to the number one contender for Yonggi-baka's favorite music themed anime. Can I get a drum roll, please? That was quite a sad drum roll, but the number one spot goes to Nana. When I was darkness at the time, 震えてる唇、部屋の霞だ I cry. Ah, Nana. The story of two girls moving to the big city of Tokyo and are coincidentally named Nana. The first Nana moving to meet with her boyfriend, and the second Nana to achieve her musical ambitions. Due to certain circumstances, the two Nanas end up living together and sharing a flat and becoming roommates, and that's where the story of Nana truly begins. The story of Nana is an incredibly well written one, with characters that are human, relatable, nuanced, and flawed. And I absolutely would love to do a deep dive on everything that Nana has to offer. Though, with how long the video already is and how long it would be after that, I think we should just jump into the music. The first band that I would like to introduce is Black Stones, or Blast for short. This is Nana's band prior to moving to Tokyo, and when she moves into Tokyo, some of the members join her and they try to give another crack at making it big in the big city. The second band that I would like to introduce is Trapness. They have a certain or a history that's shared with Blast, although they came to Tokyo earlier and were able to make it big. They're sort of each other's arch nemesis, frenemies. There's a lot of history there and a lot that I would have to unwrap, and I know that we can't get to it right now and it breaks my heart, but I promise you, it's well worth your time. I'm sorry, Nana. As both of the aforementioned bands are introduced, so is their music, and oh my god is the music good. Some of my favorites include Blast's 黒い涙流す私には I meant 黒い涙 by Blast. Another song that I really enjoyed in Nana was Recorded Butterflies by Trapness. Stay with me tonight この涙空で輝けるように Stay with me. As you may have heard, both songs include the word namida, which in English means tears. And I think it's fair enough to say that tears and Nana go hand in hand. あの頃の私もを済ますように No need to cry. All of the aforementioned songs from Nana are hauntingly beautiful. The female vocals echo well to a lover who may not be there. The pain, the desperation, and the persistent yearning for something that's unobtainable rings throughout the song. And when the choruses crash, and trust me, they crash, any vessel holding pent-up emotion shatters. No need to cry. Nana had one of, if not the best OST of any anime out there. Definitely my favorite. I still find myself listening to some of its tracks when I'm crying myself to listening to music before bed. And every time I hear the notes, the first couple of notes from any of the songs mentioned today, it just brings me back to the first time I was introduced to Nana. And I relive the memory and relive the emotion time and time again. It just sticks with you, you know? Fuck heartbreak. I wholeheartedly recommend all of the anime mentioned today, from Beck to K-On to Angel Beats and Nana, not only for the anime and the stories that they tell, but for the music as well. Even if they're just anime, the place that the characters go through is reflected in the music that they compose. It transcends language and connects emotion to something that's real, something that's tangible. It adds such a richness to the stories that are mentioned, and since they're all tied to the characters, they make them all that much more heartfelt and impactful. Of course, all OSTs share the same goal to make you feel and emote, but I just feel something a bit deeper when they're written by the characters, and the characters are actually the ones who are playing and performing the music. If only you allow yourself to suspend your disbelief that it's just anime, you would know exactly where I'm coming from and how I feel, and why these anime and these songs are so important to me. And with that, do you know what time it is? Fuwa time? It's always Fuwa time. It's also time to sign off and end this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking it out with me and watching. I do appreciate it. Arigatou gozaimasu. ずっとずっと元気でいてね。じゃあまたね。Now, before we actually do start a band together, let's go watch some anime. We're on the way, Tokyo. It's Budokan bus. Oh! Travel to the moon. 君は眠り夢を解く誰もいない星の光操りながら強くなるため忘れた笑顔人と二人なら取り戻す気づいて I'm here waiting for you 今とは違う学びだとも I'm here waiting for you 叫びつけてきっと心はつなぐ人の二つというあの心の私に音がすよに No need to cry